Good morning and happy Monday. We are reading from Deuteronomy 29. I know it has been quite some time since I've been on, but I'm trying to be obedient. I know I kind of slacked off there, but the conviction is real, and I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So, again, I'm going to do my very, very best. You guys pray for me, please, because whoo-wee, this, you know, it's been rough, but I'm going to be doing my 30 minutes a day or 30-ish minutes a day of reading through the Bible every day so you can listen in, while you're getting ready for work, for school, for the day, whatever you're doing. Because I know sometimes it is hard to take that time and, read. So I'm going to read for you, and all you have to do is listen. So we are on Deuteronomy 29. Again, I'm going to do about half an hour and then go from there. All right. And thank you all. Welcome. If you're new, welcome back. If you're returning, I appreciate each and every one of you. There has been a little bit of a change. We are switching from um, I've made some changes and I will make an announcement about that. So this will probably be my last reading here over on this channel. I'm going to pray on it and see what we're going to do. But I do believe I may be switching everything over to one channel because trying to man several channels has just been really hard. So I may just mainstream it into one, and so we'll see. But I'm praying on that. So just, like I said, continue to pray for me. And I pray that this blesses someone and that you're able to get your time in with the Lord every day. And let's get started. So, Deuteronomy 29. These are the words of the covenant the Lord commanded Moses to make with the Israelites in the land of Moab, in addition to the covenant he had made with them at Horeb. Moses summoned Israel, saying to them, "You've seen with your own eyes everything the Lord did in Egypt to Pharaoh, his servants, and all his land, the great trials your eyes witnessed, those awesome signs and wonders. But until this very moment, the Lord hasn't given you insight to understand, eyes to see, or ears to hear. I've led you in the wilderness 40 years now. Neither the clothes on your back nor the sandals on your feet have worn out. Neither have you eaten bread nor drunk wine or beer during this time, so that you would know that I am the Lord your God. When you arrived here, Sihon, Heshbon's king, and Og, Bashan's king, marched out to fight against us, but we defeated them. We took possession of their land and gave it as an inheritance to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and half of Manasseh's tribe. So then keep the words of this covenant and do them so you can succeed in all you do. Right now, all of you are in the presence of the Lord your God, the leaders of your tribes, your elders, and your officials, all the Israelite men, your children, your wives, and the immigrants who live with you in your camp, the ones who chop your wood, and those who draw your water, ready to enter into the Lord your God's covenant and into the agreement that the Lord your God is making with you right now. That means the Lord will make you his own people right now. He will be your God just as he promised you and just as he swore to our ancestors, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But I'm not making this covenant and this agreement with you alone, but also with those standing here with us right now before the Lord our God, and also with those who aren't here with us right now. You know firsthand how we used to live in Egypt and how we passed right through the nations and wait, and how we passed right through the nations that you passed through. You saw the horrific things, the filthy idols of wood and stone, silver and gold that they had with them. Make sure there isn't anyone among you right now, male or female, clan or tribe, whose mind is turning from being with the Lord your God the Lord our God in favor of going to serve these nations' gods. Make sure there isn't any root among you that is sprouting poison and bitterness. When that kind of person hears the words of this agreement, they congratulate themselves, thinking, I'll be fine even though I insist I am on being stubborn. This would cause something wet to dry up and become like something parched. The Lord won't be willing to forgive that kind of person. Instead, the Lord's anger and passion will smolder against that person. Every curse written in this scroll will stretch out over them, and the Lord will wipe out their name from under the heavens. Out of all Israel's tribes, the Lord will single them out for disaster in compliance with all the covenant curses that are written in this instruction scroll. Future generations, your children after you, or foreigners from distant lands will say, look at all the land's plagues and the sicknesses that the Lord laid on it. Look at all its land burned by sulfur and salt, unsuitable for planting, unable to grow or produce any vegetation, as devastated as Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which the Lord devastated in anger and wrath. Indeed, all nations will ask, why did the Lord do this to why did the Lord do this to this land? What led to this terrible display of anger? They will deduce it was because those people abandoned the covenant of the Lord, their ancestors' God, which he made with them, and he brought them out of Egypt. They followed other gods, serving them and worshiping them, other gods that they hadn't experienced before and that the Lord hadn't designated for them. Then the Lord's anger burned against that land, and he brought against it every curse written in this scroll. The Lord ripped them off their land in anger, wrath, and great fury. He threw them into other lands, and that's how things still stand today. The secret things belong to the Lord our God. The revealed things belong to us and to our children forever, to keep all the words of this covenant. Now, once all these things happen to you, the Lord and the sorry. Now, once all these things happen to you, the blessing and the curse that I'm setting before you, you must call them to mind as you sit among the various nations where the Lord your God has driven you, and you must return to the Lord your God, obeying his voice. In line with all that I'm commanding you right now, you and your children, with all your mind and with all your being, then the Lord your God will restore you as you were before and will have compassion on you, gathering you up from all the peoples where the Lord your God scattered you. Even if he has driven you to the far end of heaven, the Lord your God will gather you up from there. He will take you back from there. The Lord your God will bring you home to the land that your ancestors possessed. You will possess it again, and he will do good things for you and multiply you, making you more numerous even than your ancestors. Then the Lord your God will circumcise your hearts and the hearts of your descendants, so that you love the Lord your God with all your mind and with all your being, in order that you may live. The Lord your God will put all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate you and chase you. But you will change and obey the Lord's voice and do all his commandments that I'm commanding you right now. The Lord your God will help you succeed in everything you do, in your own fertility, your livestock's offspring, your land's produce. Everything will be great, because the Lord will once again enjoy doing good things for you, just as he enjoyed doing them for your ancestors, and because you will be obeying the Lord your God's voice, keeping his commandments and his regulations that are written in this instruction scroll, and because you will have returned to the Lord your God with all your heart and all your being. This commandment that I'm giving you right now is definitely not too difficult for you. It isn't unreachable. It isn't up in heaven somewhere so that you have to ask, who will go up for us to heaven and get it for us, that we can hear it and do it? Nor is it across the ocean somewhere so that you have to ask, who will cross the ocean for us and get it for us, that we can hear it and do it? Not at all. The word is very close to you. It's in your mouth and in your heart, waiting for you to do it. Look here. Today I've set before you life and what's good versus death and what's wrong. Let me read that again. Look here. Today I've set before you life and what's good versus death and what's wrong. If you obey the Lord your God's commandments that I'm commanding you right now by loving the Lord your God, by walking in his ways and by keeping his commandments, his regulations and his case laws, then you will live and thrive, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land you are entering to possess. But if your heart turns away and you refuse to listen, and so are misled, worshiping other gods and serving them, I'm telling you right now that you will definitely die. You will not prolong your life on the fertile land that you are crossing the Jordan River to enter and possess. I call heaven and earth as my witnesses against you right now. I have set life and death, blessing and curse before you. Now choose life so that you and your descendants will live by, by loving the Lord your God, by obeying his voice, and by clinging to him. That's how you live. That's how you will survive and live long on the fertile land the Lord swore to give to your ancestors, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Then Moses said these words to all of Israel, telling them, I'm 120 years old today. I can't move around well anymore. Plus, the Lord told me, you won't cross the Jordan River. But the Lord your God, he's the one who will cross over before you. He's the one who will destroy these nations before you so that you can displace them. Joshua too will cross over before you just like the Lord indicated. The Lord will do to these enemies the same thing he did to the Amorite kings, Sihon and Og, and to their land when he destroyed them. The Lord will lay them out before you, and you will do to them exactly what the command I've given you dictates. Be strong, be fearless. Don't be afraid, and don't be scared by your enemies, because the Lord your God is the one who marches with you. He won't let you down, and he won't abandon you. Then Moses called Joshua, and with all Israel watching, said to him, Be strong and fearless, because you are the one who will lead the people to the land the Lord swore to their ancestors to give to them. You are the one who will divide up the land for them. But the Lord is the one who is marching before you. He is the one who will be with you. He won't let you down. He won't abandon you. So don't be afraid or scared. Then Moses wrote this instruction down and gave it to the priests, the Levites, who carry the chest containing the Lord's covenant, and to all the Israelite elders. Moses commanded them, at the end of 7 years, at the appointed time in the year of debt cancellation, during the festival of booths, when all Israel comes to appear before the Lord your God at the location he selects, you must read this instruction aloud in the hearing of all people. Gather everyone, men, women, children, and the immigrants who live in your cities, in order that they hear it, learn it, and revere the Lord your God, carefully doing all the words of this instruction, and so that their children who don't yet know the instruction may hear it and learn to revere the Lord your God for as long as you live on the ground you are crossing the Jordan River to possess. Then the Lord said to Moses, It's almost time for you to die. Summon Joshua. The two of you must present yourselves at the meeting tent so I can command him. So Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves at the meeting tent. The Lord appeared in the tent in a pillar of cloud. The cloud pillar stood at the tent's entrance. Then the Lord then said to Moses, "Soon you will rest with your ancestors, and the people will rise up and act unfaithfully, going after strange gods of the land they are entering. They will abandon me, breaking my covenant that I made with them. At that point, my anger will burn against them, and I'll be the one who abandons them. I'll hide my face from them. They will become nothing but food for their enemies, and all sorts of bad things and misfortune will happen to them. Then they will say, 'Haven't these terrible things happened to us because our God is no longer with us?' But I will hide my face at that time because of the many wrong things they have done, because they have turned to other gods. So, in light of all that, you must write down this poem and teach it to the Israelites. Put it in their mouths so that the poem becomes a witness for me against them. When I bring the Israelites to the land I swore to their ancestors, which is of milk and honey, and they eat, get full, then fat, and then turn toward other gods, serving them and disrespecting me and breaking my covenant, then, when all kinds of bad things and misfortune happen to them, this poem will witness against them, giving its testimony because it won't be lost from the mouths of their descendants. Yes, I know right now that they are what they are inclined to do, even before I've brought them into the land I swore." So Moses wrote this poem down that very day, and he taught it to the Israelites. Then the Lord commissioned Joshua, Nun's son, "Be strong and fearless, because you are the one who will bring the Israelites to the land I swore to them. I myself will be with you." Once Moses had finished writing in their entirety all the words of the instruction scroll, he commanded the Levites who carry the chest containing the Lord's covenant as follows: "Take this instruction scroll and put it next to the chest containing the Lord your God's covenant. It must remain there as a witness against you, because I know how rebellious and hard-headed you are. If you are this rebellious toward the Lord when I'm still alive, it's bound to get worse once I'm dead. Assemble all the tribe's elders, and your officials in front of me, so I can speak these words in their hearing, and so I can call heaven and earth as my witnesses against them. Because I know that after I'm dead, you will ruin everything, departing from the path I've commanded you. Terrible things will happen to you in the future because you will do evil in the Lord's eyes, aggravating him with the things your hands have made." Then Moses recited in their entirety the words of this poem in the hearing of the entire assembly of Israel. "Heaven, pay attention, and I will speak. Earth, listen to the words of my mouth. My teaching will fall like raindrops, my speech will settle like dew, like gentle rains on grass, like spring showers on all that is green, because I proclaim the Lord's name. Give praise to our God, the rock. His acts are perfection. No doubt about it, all his ways are right. He's faithful. He's the faithful God, never deceiving, altogether righteous and true is he. But children who weren't his own sinned against him with their defects. They are twisted and perverse. They are a twisted and perverse generation. Is this how you think the Lord? Is this how you think the Lord, you stupid, senseless people? Isn't he your father, your creator? Didn't he make you and establish you? Remember the days long past. Consider the years long gone. Ask your father, he will tell you about it. Ask your elders, they will give you the details. When God Most High divided up the nations, when he divided up humankind, he decided the people's boundaries based on the number of the gods. Surely the Lord's property was his people. Jacob was his part of the inheritance. God found Israel in the wild land, in a howling desert wasteland. He protected him, cared for him, watched over him with his very own eye. like an eagle protecting its nest, hovering over its young. God spread out his wings, took hold of Israel, carried him on his back. The Lord alone led Israel, no foreign God assisted. God made Israel glide over the highlands. He fed him with food from the field, nursed him with honey from a boulder, with oil from a hard rock, curds from the herd, milk from the flock, along with the best of lambs, rams from Bashan, he goats too, along with the finest wheat, and for drink wine from the juiciest grapes. Jacob ate until he was stuffed. Jeshurun got fat, then rebellious. It was you who got fat, thick, and stubborn. Jeshurun gave up on the God who made him, thought the rock of his salvation was worthless. They made God jealous with strange gods, aggravating him with detestable things. They sacrificed to demons, not to God, to deities of which they had no knowledge, new gods only recently on the scene, ones about which your ancestors had never heard. You deserted the rock that sired you. You forgot the God who gave birth to you. The Lord saw this and rejected out of aggravation his sons and his daughters. He said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what becomes of them, because they are a confused generation. They are children lacking loyalty. They provoked me with no gods, aggravated me with their pieces of junk. So I am going to provoke them with no people, aggravate them with a nation of fools. A fire burns in me. It will blaze to the depths of the grave. It will destroy the land and its crops. It will blacken the base of the mountains. I'll throw on them disaster after disaster. I'll destroy them with my arrows, devastating hunger, consuming plague, bitter sickness. I'll send animal fangs after them, venom from dust crawlers too. Outside in the streets, the sword will bereave. Inside, in the safest room, there will be terror from young men and women, nursing baby and senior citizen. I thought about it. I could have struck them down, erased them from human memory, but their enemies' rage concerned me. Their opponents might misunderstand. They might say, our strong hands, not the Lord's, did all this, because they are not a thoughtful nation. They lack any insight. If they had any wisdom, they would understand this. They would discern what will become of them. How can one person chase off 1,000 in a battle? How could two people make 10,000 flee for their lives? Only because their rock sold them off. Only because the Lord handed them over. But no, their rocks can't compare to our rock. Our enemies are completely stupid. Their roots run straight from Sodom, from the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are pure poison. Their grape clusters nothing but bitter. Their wine is snake poison, venom from a cruel cobra. Don't I have this stored up, sealed in my vaults? Revenge is my domain. So is punishment in kind. At the exact moment their step slips up, revenge is my domain, so is punishment in kind. At the exact moment their steps slip up, because the day of their destruction is just around the corner. Their final destiny is speeding on its way. But the Lord will acquit his people, will have compassion on those who serve him. Once he sees their strength is all gone, that both prisoners and free people are wiped out, the Lord will ask, where are their gods, the rocks they trusted in, who ate up the fat of their sacrifices, who drank their sacred wine? They should stand up and help you. They should protect you now. Now look here, I myself, I'm the one. There are no gods. There are no other gods with me. I'm the one who deals death and gives life. I'm the one who wounded, but now I will heal. There is no escaping my hand. But now I'm lifting my hands to heaven. I swear by my own eternity, when I sharpen my blazing sword, and my hand grabs hold of justice, I'll pay my enemies back. I'll punish in kind everyone who hates me. I'll make my arrows drink much blood, while my sword devours flesh, the blood of the dead, and captured, flowing from the heads of enemy generals. Heavens rejoice with God. All you gods bow down to the Lord, because he will avenge his children's blood. He will pay back his enemies. He will punish in kind those who hate him. He will cleanse his people's land. So Moses came and recited all the words of this poem in everyone's hearing. Joshua, Nun's son, joined him. When Moses finished speaking all these words to Israel, he told them, "Set your mind on all these words I'm testifying against you right now, because you must command your children to perform carefully all the words of this instruction. This is no trivial matter for you. This is your very life. It is by this means alone that you will prolong your life on the fertile land you are crossing the Jordan River to possess." The Lord spoke to Moses that very same day. "Hike up the Abiram mountain to Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab opposite Jericho. Take a good look at the land of Canaan, which I'm giving to the Israelites as their property. You will die on the mountain you have hiked up, and you will be gathered to your people, just like your brother Aaron, who died on Mount Hor and was gathered to his people, because the two of you were unfaithful toward me in front of the Israelites at the waters of Meribah Kadesh in the Zin wilderness, because you didn't treat me with proper respect before the Israelites. You can look at the land from the other side of the river, but you won't enter there." And we're going to go ahead and stop there because we have about 8 minutes left, and I don't think I'm going to make it through another chapter. So I will be back prayerfully tomorrow to continue reading. Again, I thank you all for joining. I pray that this was a blessing to someone, that it's able to help someone to grow in their walk with God. If you have any prayer requests, please be sure to either message me. My information should be in the description box, or you can leave a comment down below. Be sure to check me over out on TikTok and all my other social medias, because I do post over there more regularly. And again, I'll have an announcement about what I'm going to be doing with my channels. But that is it for today, guys. Until next time, be blessed and be the reason someone smiles. Bye.